Okay, so before I get started here today, I wanted to go over summon spirit designs throughout different Asalian games. How I was remembering Ifrit, I was actually completely wrong. It is a little more salamandery in the original SNES Phantasia, but I was thinking of the Tales of Vesperia design for him. You can see though with the Symphonia, he's got much more of a design. It's much more menacing. And they also tried to put next to each of them, you have the Narakiri Dungeon X design for Ifrit, which is it's a little more between the two for Symphonia and Phantasia. Actually airs a little towards Eternia's design, but that seems to be how they did it with most of these. You have Undine over here. The water around her actually acts like a sash in the actual game, and her Narakiri Dungeon X design, she goes back to having more of a well, she has a much bigger fuck off sword, that's for sure, but it's blue. Gnome here looks completely different. It's kind of just this song was not long enough. Yeah, like a badger Mr. Saturn with a propeller bow. The Narakiri Dungeon X design is not much better than the Diglett. It is more of a Diglett. It's got a metal hat. I guess it's an improvement. Sylph's Narakiri Dungeon X designs actually are pretty much the same as Phantasia's, but you can actually see their outfits a little better, with the little bit of just detail on it. And for the Symphonia ones, with the green hair you have Sephi with the sword. For the purple hair you have the an archer. That's Faris? No, that's Eudes. And then the pink-haired shield one is Faris. I included Maxwell as well, since we are about to see him momentarily. His Narakiri Dungeon X design is pretty much exactly like it is in Phantasia, just a little less. But it's, he's an old man. And I include Luna too, just for the sake of comparison. It's just, there's a very distinct difference in Phantasia. Plus, down under Sheena, we have Corinne and Various, as it turns into. Various is much smaller than it should be, but I couldn't really get everyone to be relevant to Sheena's size here. And I also included Shadow, distinctly because I don't know when we're gonna get him, but the little goober under his arm there, that's what he looks like in this. Like, it's such a downgrade. He's so fucking cool in Symphonia. But do you know who else was a downgrade? It's Gnome. So we'll just have to deal with it. Okay. So I'm not able to stream this week at all because my internet has been down for the past 28 hours. But I'm not waiting another week to play this game because I really want to play this game. So I did add Colette onto the side here in case you weren't familiar with what she looked like to keep us company. She doesn't have her wings out, which I didn't mention at all last time, but if you looked at the playlist I put on the VOD, you'll see her wings. So I'm very disappointed about the solution, how I had to find the solution for this, because I couldn't just get like the hints. I had to see people tell me exactly what it was and reverse engineer it. And I was right here, invite the Bringer of Destruction, that's Ifrit, to the Way of the Dead, which is a hint I got from an old man in Alvanista. So I had that one right. This was where things really threw me off, because I didn't remember that Gnome is the giver of life. I think giver of life, I personally think water, but the earth is also where plants grow from. It's still mana is the giver of life in this world. Breath of life, that could have been Sylph. There's wind later, but that's the problem. Like, with this hint, not knowing what the breath of life was, I had no way to really, like, go back and, like, be sure, and somehow I didn't get my guesses correct. Like, the maiden that weeps, that can probably fairly be considered to be Undine, but also the Sylph are all maidens, and they were weeping in distress when we got to them. For the dying sit at the right hand of death? I probably just misread that. The maiden that weeps for the dying, that's the title. And you know, the sylph were somewhat dying because of the miasma. So the right hand to death. This is probably when I could have figured out was Undine. Ifrit's facing downwards, so the right hand is on the left side, the west. The wind blows across the stream of time. I don't know what the hell the stream of time was supposed to be. You're probably not supposed to know what the stream of time is supposed to be because it's the last clue. The wind is sylph, and it is between life and death, which is north and south. If you knew that life was south, towards the maiden, which is across from it. So, like, it's the positioning of that. I just really wanted to fuck off. I did not. Get out of here. There's another way I could have figured it out, and I did think this, but each of the signs that say where to go get them are slightly clockwise from the place where they're supposed to be. So that one was for Undine. This is where Undine is. This is where the maiden weeps on the right hand of death. I guess is how you'll put it. I didn't even leave this anywhere close because I just started doing. Ifrit's still there, and Gnome is still where Gnome is supposed to be. I also noticed these altars here, kind of similar to the ones they were in the seals in Symphonia. Who was that? Who was it? Who has called me here? This is Maxwell. What? Where's that voice coming from? Return to the slate. What if I summon something else? Fuck you! Are you serious? I wanted to move and you wouldn't let me move, and I pressed A and I thought I had to continue. This game is fucking with me today. It has been how many minutes? It has been 5 minutes. Turtles aren't really my thing. I fast forwarded over these. Wonder spirits, you need to summon at each location. There are no enemies here, so take your time and think things through. I don't think I even narrated those when I was on stream because I was just so lost in trying to find hints. Oh, combo counter. I forgot I got that. Yeah, sure. I'll make sure to do that. Right, I forgot. We're like completely out of junk. That's it. One of these. She can have one of those. The road. Combo counter on. It's so weird that it's an item. Okay, we'll save, because we are about to fight Maxwell. Should actually probably equip the turquoise ring. I'm assuming that's his. Increases max TP. Okay. I should have done that before he healed his TP, because it's just going to add max. It's not going to... Yeah, sure. I can get rid of the sorcerer's ring for now. Would that be Maxwell? You're the leader of the Four Great Spirits, Maxwell. I am. And you? You're the one that called me here? That's right. What business do you have with me? I'm searching for the ring required to form a summoning pact with Luna. Therefore, we would like you to open the way into the inner sanctum. Now I see. The sanctum is a vault of treasures. The object of your desire most likely lies within. However, you will first have to prove your worth. Again, Maxwell was completely optional in Symphonia. You could, like, just completely go through without seeing him at all. He also is just like this little man. It's funny. He might be... Doing over there. I'm not even doing that one. What are my abilities at? I'm pressing up, I'm pressing down, I'm pressing everything but that. Okay, sure. Can one of you use your shit? What is this? Focus fire the man. Okay, yeah, of course, because we're just over here. He can't move. He's very resistant to my... What if I... Okay, let's just go over here. This is bullshit. This is total fucking bullshit. I'm trying to get him to not just, like, sit there and destroy us. And he's doing the exact same thing when he's not sitting there. I assume this barrier... I can't even defend against this. Get away from them, first off. Okay, now he's gonna start fucking casting on us, and it's gonna be ridiculous. No, That did nothing. Why did that do nothing? That's what I'm worried about. Why did that do nothing? Like, there's no way that I'm too weak for this, because I need to do this story-wise. And we've been gaining levels. I've run from, like, one thing this entire time, maybe? That's the wrong way, class. Buddy. What the fucky? I need you to top us off. This is unbearable. Alright, start doing things. Now we're talking. I think, like, they say he's the summoned spirit of molecules. It's their way of being like, he is the summoned spirit of neutral damage. So, like, the gimmick being physical attacks don't do much, and he can block them entirely. It's an interesting concept when you consider that it's a magic that does non-elemental damage in a game like this. Oh, fuck off! Need a different setup. Yes, that would be very good, actually. Faster like that. I haven't used Finding Nemo. I haven't used Rising Phoenix any. Archangers, sit there. You're probably about to be healed. Yeah, so you can give me some juice. I'll take it. Oh. Oh, I love it when Undine finishes things off. Okay. Sorry for the frustration on that one. How'd I get a pickle stone from Maxwell? Oh. You have the strength to back your words. I'm giving him such a weird accent. In that case, Maxwell, we would like you to open the door to the sanctum. Very well. Ho 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 ho. You're an interesting bunch. I wouldn't mind lending you my power as well. Why so surprised? You did say you were seeking pacts with the spirits. Incredible. I can't believe it. Pact with Maxwell, the leader of the four great spirits. Thanks, Gramps. Gramps. I mean, that's your thing. You were old since time memorial. Then bring forth the turquoise ring. Spirit of molecules, I desire a pact and ask you now submit to me. Upon this ring we form our pact, Spirit and Master. My name is Clarth. That reminds me, because Clarth has not been saying the titles of all of these summoned spirits. That is something Sheena specifically does. She not when she forms the pacts, but when she summons them, because they're such big mystic art style attacks. She will say, like, Bringer of Destruction or Giver of Life before the name. This is only a fraction of the spear's true power. I've simply drawn out a tiny bit more of it. The Gunganir's power has been released. That's what I'm talking about. Who needs equipment? We got the Gunganir, or like, probably the rest of it, at least being in the past. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's like 40 more attack on each thing. Look at all this treasure. So much treasure. This is amazing. Found it. Really? That's just an ordinary ring. It can't be a packed ring. Ring here. There's one here as well. But these... they're both broken. Isn't there anything else? There don't seem to be any other objects that look like rings. So what do we do now? There's nothing I can do with these. It's probably best if we return to Alvanista for the time being. 2 broken pact rings. What if it's Luna and Asuka? I didn't show Asuka on the start. I mean, I was gonna put Martel as well, but I didn't have space. I left a little bit of room for the chat box, which became unnecessary here. Black Onyx. Verbana. Love a good Verbana. Some mystery cloth. Do I have any more rune bottles? I have 1 rune bottle. Better make it count. I'm gonna make it count. Just give it to the Verbana. That's just agility. Agility is the most useless stat in this. I know, probably. I don't actually know. I want this rod to be like something good. Also, Rune Staff. Rune Staff is very good. Now we're talking. Yeah, everybody got a new weapon now from this dungeon. Oh, that's what Indini's was. Indini's title was the Maiden of the Mist. Which, I guess, in a way, Misty Eyes is the Maiden who weeps. Or maybe like that. Neat. Oh, wait. I think the point of that is this is where I have to go for the shortcut? Okay. Yeah, let's test out my Hellmaster. Please, Clarth, do something about it. Oh my god. Clarth, hit him. How long does it take to summon Maxwell? He's got his bubbles. Am I actually hurting this thing? Listen. Put that back. Sure am now. Oh my god, please, I had him, and then he fucking said, no thank you. He's not taking damage, huh? Alright, Arche, attack this bitch. With extreme prejudice, actually. I'll focus on that. So we literally weren't able to harm this thing. Oh, leave the boy alone. We didn't have Arche, and Clarth didn't have any summon spirits. He done? Done. You're not that tough. Fucking turn around. Oh. Alright, just stagger. I can't do anything now. It wasted all of my TP. Plus he's fucking dead. He looks like it. Maybe I just get more frustrated with games if I am not performing with the sense of their friends here. Yes. Shortcut. I was 10 floors down. I wonder if there were more floors in the SNES version. Let's get out of here. I didn't even check if there was one, but I was planning on playing the Moria Mines remix for the start of this episode. I guess you can call it an episode. Just smack him. Just smack him once. Touch him real quick and go. They are weak. We know how to get to the Tower of 12 Stars. I almost went there by accident when I was just exploring the other side of the desert. Oh, it boggles the mind. I forgot, they're weak. But yeah, I do have some history to continue doing. I completely forgot about history because I was focusing so much on... It's the future, technically. Oh, let's just continue with the story beats for now. But there is more history to talk about. I, didn't prepare for that. So I might have to do, like, a Cliff Notes edition. There are some proper nouns that, Let's go to the Adventurers Guild. They might be able to help us. Where to begin an adventure than just fighting? What do you say? Want to hear a piano performance to calm your nerves? Got an incredible pianist here by the name of Sakuraba. You'll regret it if you don't listen. I will. Hey Sakuraba, play something for me. I wonder what he's gonna play. This is fun. Turned it up slightly. There we go. He was just walking the piano initially. I was just like, is that all? But I bet that's something from a different game. I don't know what it would be. I don't recognize it. No matter how often I hear it, that music always touches my heart. You still being a fucking weirdo? Sure is. I never seem to get the sound just right until I've had a few drinks. I already bought your password. You want to sell it to me twice? Mora Mines is a pretty hot topic among treasure hunters. The dwarves may be gone, but their mines remain. The rumored Moria mine and its ruins. Are we gonna find a hidden dwarf? And they're gonna fix the pack ring for us? How you doing? Feels awful. We drank way too much. Ogie text. I already took your Ogie text. On my own money. I can buy another spellbook. Here's a story from my grandma when she was young. She lived in Midgard. Yeah, okay. That's about the unicorn. Out of the office. Oh, I probably have to talk to, people in the lab over here. Forbidden magic. One of the many forms of magic in this world, there exists some forbidden spells and rituals that were sealed away in ancient times. We heard about these in, Demeter's Manor, which I need to go back there to get some treasure. One of these is a self-sacrificial form of sorcery. By converting one's very life energy into magical energy, it was possible to unleash a single crushing explosion. By casting a magical barrier just before releasing the energy, one could compress and amplify the magic, as well as increasing control of its range. Was this developed only in the interest of offensive power, or was there a way to prevent a user from harming those around, or was it to prevent the user from harming those around them? The answer is still unclear. Huh. Is there something like that? There might have been. Moon and stars. There are 2 moons in our sky. Here it is! This is what I was talking about. The larger is Silverant, and the smaller is Phantasia. They're actually spelled exactly like they are in Symphonia in this translation. They were spelled differently in the SNES translation. They both orbit our planet in distinct paths. While Silverant's lunar cycle is 35 days, Phantasia has a lunar cycle of 42 days. Due to the peculiar gravity fields generated by the twin moons, there are countless meteors suspended in the space between them. Unfortunately, the meteors are impossible to see with the naked eye and can only be observed by telescope. Huh. Restorative techniques. The primary aim of sorcery has always been offensive in nature. However, there are claims that a miraculous restorative power also exists. It's lost to time, apparently, when the comet hit, because it was a very notable sorceress's main way of using magic before. I'm talking about rain. While sorcery is based in one's inherent magical power, the restorative power is said to be borrowed from the power of nature and the gods. Maybe they lost it when... Oh! However, its existence has not yet been confirmed. I'll talk more about that after I read this next book. Get out of my fucking way, kid! Who are you? Don't you think the elves are frightened of the possibility of mankind using sorcery? It all comes down to the fact that there are more humans around. They need the advantage. What do you have to say? This is the library! Okay, cool. So I'm supposed to be here. Languages of the Ancient Civilization, Volume 1. During the era of the Ancient Civilizations, which one? There were 2 languages in common use. One is known as the Superior Ancient Language, it's probably Angelic. The more ancient of the 2 languages is believed to have emerged between 10,000 and 100,000 years ago. That must also be the primal Elven language, which I think I mentioned was Angelic. Because that's 10,000, 100,000 years, we've been over it. That's older than life on this planet. The other language is called the Common Tongue. The current structure and vocabulary of our language is built upon the latter, yes. Further, words from both languages have been seen used in conjunction, as observed in the carvings on countless slates. I wonder whose fault that is. I don't know. So, the thing about restorative power, I just realized this. Castle background music needs to jumpstart for the new generation. I've got to be more like this. Thanks. Truly, the castle music should have that soul mysterious tone. This is how it's meant to be. For some reason, elves are strongly opposed to the friendly alliance that Alvinista has with Midgard. But to be honest, nobody really understands why. I wonder what they could be. So this just clicked for me. What if when Ratatas changed the rules of the world so that, life did not need mana to exist, that also removed the elven nature of being able to use restorative magic. And they wouldn't know any better because, again, they lost all their records when Sasavir hit. So, it now, instead of being drawn from yourself, the way that mana, the way that magic is, the new Methodist type that Mint uses is based on just taking it from nature around you. Or what would the gods even be? They're all summon spirits, the ones that actually exist. So, perhaps. I still have a lot left to learn. I'll redevote myself to a splendid leader, becoming a splendid leader like my father, for the sake of people. Like, I never actually considered that is the only way I can make sense of them not being able to use restorative magic anymore and needing to do something different. You, give me your beams. Hey, that girl's a sorceress, right? Can I interest you in spellbooks? Okay, so I have Thunderblade. Thunder Sword, I think, is slightly different. What the fuck is Thunderbeam? Is this real? Hey, it's not here. Oh, whoops, that spell doesn't exist. I thought so. The name sounds pretty cool though, doesn't it? Where did I hear that? I think Thunder Sword is an Ogi. Yeah. It's called Lightning Blade. It's something that Kratos and Jade will learn. Oh wait, what? That was different dialogue. I must have sold it already. I think that girl with the braided hair and the apron dress bought it. I think she said her name was Lily something or another. That's a character from Destiny. That's a funny reference, because this came before Destiny. Not chronologically, but, like, overall. Oh, that was so much cheaper than Thunderblade. Lilith, that's Stan's younger sister. She's a secret character in Destiny. In the Destiny remake, you can get every character. You're limited to 6 in the regular. So you made it back in one piece. By the looks looks on your faces, I take it that you search for some fruit? Yes, we reached the lowest level of Moria Mountain. Oh, that's very impressive. To reach the lowest level, you must have... You must have gone through quite a lot. We were able to locate the Pact Rings. So then you can finally form Pact with Luna? With an uninspiring response like that, I take it there's still some obstacle? This isn't a good place for it. Let's finish this discussion outside. Why wouldn't this be a good place for it? I see. I think I've got the general idea of the situation. Like, people could listen to us. That was a private laboratory. So you need to find a way to repair those broken rings. Do you know of any possible way? I'm on Legroom. I have a close friend by the name of Edward. He's a sorcerer and also serves as an advisor to this country. He wants to research on the Pact Rings. Where might we be able to find him? Across the bridge southwest of Alvinista. His mansion lies just west of there. That place, okay. Just a moment, let me write a letter for you. Thank you very much. Okay, what a fruitful return to Alvinista. Now then, if you'll excuse me, best of luck to you. Hey, Lugram, don't make the man a cannon. Well then, shall we make our way to Edward's house? I don't actually know. It might be in Midgard where it's being built. What's wrong, Kless? It's nothing. Just something buzzing in my ear. Swordsman! I knew it. You are not worthy to wield such a thing. Oh, they're gonna take Gunganir from me. Kless, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just hearing things. I mean, you are just hearing things, but, like, the thing you're hearing is very real. I wonder if it's gonna prevent me from being able to continue to use this. I can switch to the Strike Axe. Before, the Strike Axe had more slash than the Gunganir, so, like, we definitely saw an increase. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, no. This plot is, like, going forward in a way that I don't want to interrupt it with more history at the moment. So, until we, like, hear more about Douse, I think, is what I want to wait for. Way to sweep him, Clarence. It was unnecessary, but it worked. Alright, so I guess that little voice in my ear is not preventing me from actually using it. So that's good. I wonder if Edward is... No, okay. Excuse me. Can I help you with something? My name is Clarth. First of all, take a look at this letter. We were hoping to meet with Edward. Is he home? Why, an introduction from Lord Lundgren. Lundgren. I'm Edward's wife. Please call me Sif. Another Norse reference, okay. I'm very sorry, but my husband isn't home at the moment. Well, our business is a bit urgent, actually. Since you had an introduction from Lord Lundgren, I suppose I can tell you this. Actually, my husband knows that in this coming war, Alvanista will be all but powerless to turn the tides of the battle. The true purpose of the journey he recently left on is to find individuals capable of defeating Douse. Do you know what he... Okay, yeah. Do you know what he was headed? Where he was headed? I believe they said his first destination was Freyland. Freyland? It's the continent that lies east of Alvanista. Thank you, Sif. If you happen to have an opportunity to meet my husband, could you give him a message for me? Just that we're all doing well here. Of course, when we meet him, we'll be sure to give him your message. I think Edward's last name might be Morrison. We'll have to hurry if we want to catch up with him. Shall we head for Freyland then? I can't actually... Ooh, okay. I'm gonna need to grab my phone because I still don't have internet. There's something I want to check. This is actually becoming relevant to the history I wanted to start going into, which is fun. Actually, no, it's technically not history yet, the part that I'm thinking of, so it would have been spoilers if I kept going. It's in terms of Douse's chronology, it's history. Kinda. Oh boy. Go into the Freylands. Good job. Maybe I can catch us up. Okay, well, like there's still like 4 proper nouns prior to even getting into the more stuff on this planet that I don't know the names of. The history I have left to say is Darius Carlon history. Right. Actually, let's check over there while I'm down here. Probably have time to grab my phone while I'm on a boat. Let's see what's over here. I know what's over here. Heimdall and Ymir is over here. Am I allowed to go there? Because I would love to, but I might be kicked out. This might be worth checking out. Well, we're definitely stronger enemies. What you got from Sylph? Come on! Come on, Clark. What do you think this is? I'm gonna throw up. Clark, I'm gonna have to like fully do manual for you. This is why it's great to play 2-player and have a swordsman and a spellcaster. Or two smackers. It is, because I would like to play... I do play as... In Symphonia... Here's the thing. I don't think, even with the channeling... Let's give this a look-see. If I put channeling on... I can put her on semi-auto. Yes, that's what that changes. However, I should have gone here while I still had Rhea in the party. Do any other buttons do anything? No. So, formation. Okay. Now hold on a sec. I can take off channeling because that must mean that it's actually cool. Yeah, okay. So channeling helps you, will allow you to do multiplayer. Well, I'm gonna do exactly what I was just saying then. I'm gonna play as Clark. For a bit. Wow, Ifrit and Maxwell are the same. Huh. Ironically, Gnome. The Gnome's now. I want to see Maxwell a little more. No, fucking Ifrit's. I have more use for Ifrit right now. This is gonna be fun. I can actually walk around. So this is exactly what I was saying. You can do this. Yeah, I do this all the time in Symphonia. I will play as like every single character at one point. Who goes there? Beyond here lies the land of the elves. You should leave here immediately. We can't pass no matter what? No means no. That sounds like some good music. That's the lake is called Ymir. Heimdall is the city. And I believe this area... Well, that's not what I thought it'd be. These people can do all kinds of voices. We're known as the Mimics. Would you like to hear our voice impressions? My special impression is question mark, question mark, question mark. It's in Japanese, but would you like to hear it? Okay, listen up.
これってコイン屋のごとしって感じ？あ、間違えちゃった。冒険者ギルドってどこだっけ？あれ？ごめん。あのダークだからだよね。なんで？
Huh? Well, not bad, huh? I don't know if that's someone I should be recognizing. My special impression is the endless battle. It's in Japanese, but would you like to hear it? Okay, listen up. Okay. That's the opening.
十数年の月日が流れた。貴様、なぜここに？これで最後だ。インディグネーション。そんなバカな。
Are you done?
そして十数年の月日が流れた。貴様、なぜここに？
Hey,
これで最後だ。
are you gonna end?
インディグネーション。そんなバカな。
Help, I'm stuck.
そして十数年の月日が流れた。
It's literally just repeating the same thing. I want it to end.
虚しいですね。
Huh? It said something else at the end. It was bad. It was very bad. All I had to hear was indignation 3 times and Gauss screaming. Come on. Alright, so that's not what I thought was going to be there at all, remotely. Perhaps where I do think is actually in Mere Forest, now that I think of my lore. Alright, what's over here? Anything? No? Okay. I did it wrong. I criticizing the computer player all this time, and like I couldn't do anything about that. Chicken, pre-cooked. Cooking. I forgot about cooking again. I'm always like, hey, I need a thing to do. We can have a potato and egg sandwich. That actually sounds delicious right about now. I didn't have any eggs today. This is gonna be your specialty, Barth. What was I thinking? The thing I was thinking I need to get on a boat so I can go grab my phone for. Me. Not you, Arch. Alright, sure. You too, Arch. Arche. Was the first mimic pretending to be Arche, or was it someone from Tales of Destiny? Or was it the sixth character we have yet to get? There's someone over here. Oh, you have a spell book for me? Who are you people? There's nothing to see here. If I went in your tent. Why is your tent so small? What? Maybe you're interested in this Ogi text? If so, that would be 12,000 gold. Sure. Roaring Kick, but we don't have Beast yet. It's probably called Roaring Lion in this. I'm seeking enlightenment here. Do not disturb me. Alright, that, you know, if you just opened up with that. Something cool. Divine Seal. Thrust your weapon into the ground. Oh! This is called Demon Circle in later things. Which is funny. Demonic Circle? Yes. Is that how it is when Luke does it? I know Lloyd gets it. And also Kratos. But not Zelos? Which is interesting. There is a little bit of difference between Zelos and Kratos. Just a little. Why am I still exploring? Beep beep! Beep, beep. I don't think that did anything. I think it was wind resistant. I guess that's really the way to play Clarth at this point in the game. That mountain's suspiciously low. It's like, I expect something to be here. I should really stop exploring. I'm wasting time. I don't actually plan on recording for that long. I just want to get, like, my kicks in. Get my fill. I just need to hit it twice with a book. Oh, Demon Circle's different in this. Okay, it's a little more like how Luke does it in the Abyss. Take me away to the Freylands for a very reasonable fair price. Ow. For the time being, let's try to figure out where we can find Edward. Okay. Step 1, go to Olive Village. Go to Olive Oil. Okay. Switching to a caster is actually very good for what I'm trying to do. Come on. No, stop trying to connect to the internet. There's no internet. Stay on fucking... What do you call it? Mobile? Where's Carla? Let's see if Edward is here. I can't believe how hot it is here. We've been here like twice. Anyone traveling in the desert must have stopped in this village. Let's try asking that man. That man might be Edward. Excuse me. No, it's not Edward. What is it? A man named Edward came... Has a man named Edward came through here? Edward? Oh yeah. That traveler came through just recently. Do you know where he is now? He seemed to be in a hurry. Like he had some business to take care of. I imagine he probably made his way to the oasis, to the southeast of the village by now. Thanks. If we leave now, we might be able to catch up to him. Let's hurry. I have no business here. To Triette. Funny if there were ruins. Puppy, puppy, puppy. Traveler. Edward? Oh yeah, he went to the oasis north of here. There was an oasis north? That's where a tower is. Oh, like, all the way north. Like, there are several. He didn't go to that one. I wonder if there's any random things out in the desert. Wait. Wrong one. Melcha. Up there named R. Did we win? I can't tell because I'm not class. That's the chef. How's the fruit juice? This is an old man. Where am I? There's a tree. Excuse me, but did a man named Edward come through here? What? What was that? I said, did a man named Edward come through here? This is weird because I'm looking like Clarth. What? You want to find some snails? What? Snails? Just now you asked about escargot, right? It was Edward. You only got the first letter right. That was a joke. If you're looking for Edward, he went to the oasis further north. Oh boy. What a wild goose chase. Wild juice chase. Yes, okay. Exactly who we're looking for. I guess we'll learn their names in this. That's interesting. I thought I was going to need to know that just as history. I didn't even know it initially. I won't talk about them at all yet. It's going to be very interesting. But we are indeed, I can confirm, we are looking for Edward D. Morrison, the ancestor to Torix is what they called him, I think? I think in the SNES one it was Tristan. Look at these bush babies! You're not Edward. Edward? That guy said he was going back to Olive Village. Looks like we just missed him. Anyway, let's hurry back. Okay, cool. Edward should have made it back here by now. Let's try and ask that man again. Excuse me. What is it? I know we asked before, but have you seen Edward since then? Yeah, actually I saw him head into that inn just a while ago. Thanks. Alright. Excuse me, but did a man named Edward come here? Edward? Yeah, he came here alright. We were searching for Basilisk tales. It seems he was asking about them all over the place. Oh, they're used in that miracle cure, right? Yeah, exactly. I'm impressed you know it. But they're not easy to get, especially in large quantities. Basilisks? What are those? They're a terrible monster for the people of the desert. Edward did leave a message here. He said that if anyone came here in possession of a basilisk scale, let him know right away. After saying that, he bounded out of here again. If we can bring down a basilisk, we may be able to collect its scales. Anyway, welcome. Will you be staying the night? I will, actually. Oh boy. This does sound like it's going to be a bit of a low narrative area to start considering. Clark and his little bed with his little hat. I think I've had my fill of playing as Clark for the time being. Though I'm glad that's a possibility. I need to start using... So I'll put Rising Phoenix here. As much as I put it on down because of the attack actually going down, you are going up initially. The Divine Seal there. Rising Phoenix is actually a pretty low TP spell, and I didn't realize that. Divine Seal's a very big TP seal, and I wonder if it is technically an advanced art? No, it's just an expansive art. And there's no mastery to it? It might actually be. I'll have to test it. Is there anything else I need to master? Roaring Kick, yeah, Roaring Lion and Swallow Kick. Figured. Concentrate does not have mastery. Rising Phoenix is in the middle of being learned. Thunderclaw still needs mastery. Okay, I think, actually, what I'm going to do... I'll put Rising Phoenix here, since it does send me very far forward. Thunderclaw here. Murphy right there. And then I'll put Demonic Storm here. Can I help you, Murphy? There's a chair for you to come join me if you want to be cool about it. Really? I wonder if you guys can hear that. No, it's still not picking up on mic. Well, that one came through. Come on up. There you go. So, as I said, the mana cannon, the killing your tree. Iggy's here too, so now Murphy's gonna run away. It is the tale as told this time, and though this world learned its lesson a little, and then it unlearned its lesson, unfortunately, there's another world that didn't learn its lesson, that got its fresh new tree with the Summon Spirit Norn. That is the new giant Carlon tree over at Daris Carlon. Hey, Basilisk. Oh. Oh goodness. Block? Sure, Maxwell. Reminder that Kratos was the one who left with Daris Carlon. And there were still probably plenty of, like, half-elves there. It's hard to say. Did I just heal that? I just healed that. Okay. That's bad. Stop doing that. I'll stop entirely. Where is Tiger Blade? Let's try this. Okay. So I can't do Divine Seal after Tiger Blade. It's not a thing. I have to wait for the attack to finish because Plus has to come back. We got one Basilisk scale. How many do we need? Do we need several? Did it say? I didn't really tell. I'll kill another one. I'll do it. See what's down here, since we're fighting time. Darius Carlon ended up prospering as like an actual planet again. Like, remember, it was left as like a ball of mana in the sky that was didn't really have people, but became the base for Crucius after it came back, and it went back on its way. The mana tree there, it grew into a new one, again with the Summon Spirit Norn. There were several countries that formed there as well, and the biggest one was led by a man known as Daus. Yes, he was the benevolent ruler of the largest country in Daris Carlon. Out of like, I have a list right here. Let me check that. Don't zoom in. I'm trying to scroll. Hey, aren't those Basilisk scales that you have there? There are only a few of them, I see. With 5 or 6 of them, you can make powerful medicine. Anyway. You know what? Just for that information, I'll give you some more money, cap off our HP. There are at least 8 countries on Daris Carlon. We're not given a name of the one that Daus is from, and we really actually only explore them in Narakiri Dungeon. I'm going to guess it was Bifrost? The Bridge of Heaven? Because I'm pretty sure, just by context alone, that's what the area that used to be Crucius's base, that civilization of Daris Carlon, ended up becoming. It just feels correct to me. And Daus sort of has that air to him. And things were going well, but unfortunately very similar to the scenario much later in history, but similar to the scenario that was going on in Assalia, with a war beginning to break out between Fenrir and Odin. A war between 2 very small countries, known as Palus Ghidorah and Palus Sadamu, was breaking out. And Daus hesitated to actually, like, try and mitigate this because, Pallas Sedamu was actually... That was the one? Yeah, that was... Pallas Sedamu was losing the war easily. No, Pallas Ghidorah was losing the war. I can't, you know, I'll check. I'll make sure. I don't want to give false information again. Alright, Quest, you just keep doing that again. I'm so focused on other things. Yeah, Pallas Ghidorah was the one losing. That's the one where, two scientists named Dios and Meltia were from? Well, no, I think only Meltia was the scientist. Yeah, they were, like, that country was getting devastated, but they had a secret weapon that they had developed. Can you guess what it is? You can guess what it is, but I'll tell you, because no one is actually here. I'm talking to a recording. The mana cannon. Meltia had successfully developed it. And the thing is, it still needed a few more days to become stable, to be able to use safely. As safely as a mana cannon could be. But there was no time. They were under attack, and they were going to lose the war, and perhaps their lives, and before that would happen. So, Dios made the call, and he fired the weapon. This caused an enormous explosion, which just killed both of them. Meltia and Dios both died from this, because it itself exploded. The cannon fire killed several thousand people in Paris Sedamu. Like, it obliterated the entire capital of the country. And, can you guess the third thing? It killed the mana tree. The giant Kurlon tree died in one go from that. It didn't even take multiple. That's how unstable it was. So this is a problem for everybody who's still alive. Particularly Daus, who could have done something about this and didn't. Because the planet was dying, and the people on it were dying. Because, remember, it is only this planet where the laws were changed that life did not need mana. So they were desperate to find a way to fix this. And they found that they could if they had a mana seed from a mature tree. So they looked into their records and found information of Asalia. There you go. If they can find a way to travel through space, they could get a seed from this place. Surely they're doing fine. It sounds like in their records that they'd be fine. This is well after Sasamir happened, though. In fact, this was, to this point in the game, a couple decades ago. Plus, you just take the heat. It's fine. Let me just make sure nothing stupid actually happens. Nothing stupid has happened yet, but it could. Okay, tractor beam. So Daus's wife, Carium, was the head of research and development for that country, and her team developed a capsule that could go through time and space, and they could send Daus to this planet to retrieve a seed in return. I think the mention of time has to do with, I don't know, being able to go back in time. Daus has the ability to go freely through time. It's not exactly clear how he does it, but we saw it happen already, so, like, this is sort of airing to that. How many do we have? I didn't check. But she gave him... Oh, no, okay. So she and her team needed to use their... again, this is Magi technology, and there's not enough mana in the world to sustain using it now. So Carrion and her team had to use their own life mana to give it enough juice to be able to make the trip and back. And they actually gave it 2 charges so that Douse could have a second chance. Douse was reluctant to do this at all, but in his own responsibility decided, I need to do this to save my world. So he has to watch his wife and her team die to send him off into space. And it takes him a long time to get there. He becomes very weak by the time he reaches Asalia. And somewhere near the Spirit Woods, probably in Belladon, just given the nature, once he gets here, he's found by a woman named Winona, I think? Winona Pickford? Yes. Winona Pickford. And she helps nurse him back to health. And it takes a while, because there's not a lot of mana, as he was expecting when he made it here. He makes daily visits to the Tree of Mana. He actually also meets a girl named Rondalyn, that's her name. Am I already back here? Did I didn't fight a Basilisk again yet. Okay. He meets a young girl named Rondalyn, who was being raised in the woods by her father. I think she's adopted. Her story is, I'm mentioning her because, like, she's mildly relevant to the overall plot, but only in the second remake of this. She's not in this one, but she's briefly playable in the last remake, the iOS one I mentioned. And she's also playable in Narikiri Dungeon X. She wasn't playable in the original Narikiri Dungeon, so I don't really know where they were going with her. She's just a new character they inserted into both stories, who has a relationship with Douse, because they befriended each other while he was recovering. I've got stuff to talk about, I might as well mention it. But Douse sees that this tree is not getting any stronger. There would not be enough, there is not enough mana for it to generate a new seed because of the rate that it is being drained of its mana by the technology that's being developed. Over in Midgard, I think. So once he's regained his strength, he actually he doesn't do what we've known him to do yet. He goes as a political envoy and a representative from Darius Karlan and seeks an audience with the king to tell of the dangers of the magic technology they're making. And someone makes him into a scapegoat. I'm gonna look this up, because I have the page like right open here before I continue. Maxwell! Am I on Douse's page? I'm on Douse's page. Okay. Let me just go over this again and make sure. After decades of traveling, Douse arrives on Asalia, completely disoriented, capable of coherent thought. A young woman named Winona Pickford discovers him nearly catatonic, lying on the ground in the woods close to her home. So that's the Spirit Woods in Belgium. And nurses backed up. Okay, I got that all right. There's not much to go with that. Cannot germinate a new seed. So he goes as an emissary of peace. I think that's the thing we really need to make sure I say clearly. He goes for an open-minded dialogue with the people of Midgard and the king there about the dangers of Magi technology, because he experienced it firsthand. Like, I guess not even firsthand, but like still planet-wide speaking firsthand. His planet experienced it. However, one of the king's closest advisors, named Raisin, who I think was developing the mana cannon specifically, uses this opportunity to make a scapegoat out of Daus. And he insists that his mission is to weaken Midgard's defense as a precursor to an invasion that's oncoming. And he starts calling him a demon king and gets him basically booed out of the city. So that fucking sucks. I hope we meet Raisin so I could, like, personally smack him. That's R-E-I-S-E-N, not raisin like dried grapes. Where the fuck are all these basilisks? I need, like, 2 more. 3 more. So what do you do when you're called a demon king trying to be peaceful and save their world and yours? Save everything. Become what they say you are. Become a demon king and start being hell. To do this, he contacted Niflheim and started forming pacts with demons. And he used these demons to possess people and start causing the disturbance he would need to take on the Midgardian army. And that's what we've been seeing. Well, who we've been fighting. And that few years go by, and this is pretty much Injustice against Winona. What did I miss here? Yeah, so like that's what he's been doing now. He came here as an emissary of peace to save his world, and he basically went, well, fuck you guys. And that's the connection, because, you know, it's kind of funny. It's sort of Richter level of funny. Because what he wants to do is bring more mana into the world. This doesn't help the demons at all, but the demons are so desperate to get back into Asalia and take over that it's like, fuck it, we'll do it. We'll do whatever. We'll make do. As long as you help us. Like, if Dow's plan succeeds, that's no better off for the demons. It actually, like, speaking of, something I forgot to mention entirely is how much of a comparison, how many parallels that Dawn of the New World tries to put to this game. It, like, sort of, like, reverse and subverts them a little. But I realized this when Brute started saying his catchphrase, because everyone had, like, a catchphrase, and it was, something along the lines of, like, justice by any means possible. I'll actually, you know what? I can look it up right here. Why mince things? If I'm gonna be this ill-prepared, I might as well. No, that's not his name. Bright? No, it's Brute. Brute Lualdi. I don't think I specified, like, that was a name. I said his one Brute Lualdi, and people will probably be like, what the fuck is a Brute Lualdi? Where's your quote, boy? This is an important quote. I'm gonna have to, like, Google this. I swear, these fandom wikis are nothing, and that's the only one that exists for Tales, because it was one of the original fandom wikis before it sucked. Okay. Symphonia. I'll just do that. Root quote. Yeah, I hear you. Okay, I mean, I can't find it. It basically amounts to, like, justice will prevail by any means necessary, and it reflects Daus's entire modus operandi here. Because, like, he doesn't want to be a demon king, but if it means saving the world, he will fuck up the world. That kind of thing. It doesn't match up with Brut's actual intentions, because he's actually doing evil bullshit. And that's why it's great, because it contradicts Lloyd's whole thing, because he's using the word justice. Like I said, Lloyd fucking hates the word justice, because nobody uses it properly. It's very Yuri Lowell of him. I guess Yuri is very Lloyd Irving. More so though, the opening. Remember how I said it starts during the Blood Purge with, quote, Emil finding his parents dead? That's exactly what happened to Kless with Tota's village. But what Emil does is, like, the opposite, and also, like, it doesn't actually matter to him. So they put these, like, a whole bunch of, like, direct references to Phantasia in it. In, like, what's happening. And what did I just say about Richter? That also relates? What the fuck are all the basilisks? Is there a way I can just, like, summon a basilisk? I'm gonna fucking deal with it. Give me a basilisk or nothing. But I think it is also important to note there that by what I established, yes, this is the era here that Daus is in. This is the first era where he exists. And he might have, like, skipped, like, a year or so. Like, but I don't think he would waste, like, that magic like that. Because I was looking at Rhonda Lynn's backstory, and it said something about before Daus went into time, it's like, but what time do you have to go in? You are already dealing with it. You are a menace for several years before Kless gets here. And things happen. So to reiterate all that, with less confusion. Daus, and I'm just doing this because, like, where the fuck are all these basilisks? I'm gonna finish hunting basilisks and I'm gonna wrap up for the day. Seriously. Daus, the benevolent king of the largest country in Daris Karlon, flourishing after several thousand years of leaving Xalia's grasp, or Crucius's grasp, let's put it that way, and having its own tree with the summon spirit Norn grow. Experiences tragedy at the hands of one of two, Dios and Meltia, for firing an unstable mana cannon that kills their giant Carlon tree. Reminder, with Ratatosk, this doesn't kill Norn. It just kills the tree. Norn still exists. As long as there is remnants of mana in the world, she will survive. It makes me wonder what other summon spirits there are, because the other countries are all, like, elemental. You have Muspelheim. You actually have Hell. You have Niflheim, Country of Ice, not Niflheim. You have Jotunheim. You have Nidavellir, which makes me wonder if some dwarves left for Darius Carlon and they've set up shop there, and that's why they're not here anymore. But no, that wouldn't make sense. They had to have made the Moria Mine puzzles before, after Darius Carlon left. Another fucking Basilisk. We're ready. What do I even have equipped? I don't remember. Excuse me. Buffer him. Anyway. Daus is sent to Asalia by his wife Carrion, who dies in the send-off process. And Daus spends several decades flying through space before arriving in Asalia, nearly catatonic. Do something about it, Mint. You don't have that. Well, that's unfortunate. They still get XP, right? There was only one Basilisk tail. You're suffering. I don't think they got XP. Are they still? They still are. I'm nowhere near. Maybe this will actually attract Basilisks. Why are you going in there? Daus arrives, is taken in by Winona, and nursed back to health, visiting the World Tree every day. Having come back to full health, is unable to get a seed from the tree because it is too low on mana, too weak to germinate a new seed. And becomes an envoy and an emissary of peace to tell Midgard about the dangers of magi technology he experienced. Is turned into a scapegoat and called Demon King, and decides he will live up to his name and take the help of demons to... Basically, his goal is to destroy magi technology, and to do that, he needs to get through the countries in the first place. It actually makes me wonder, people like Demeter. If, like, he just kind of found people, like half-elves, that could use magic or something, and decided, I'm going to send a demon to manipulate them. We actually fought, like, literal Demeter. We also fought... We didn't actually fight Mars. I forgot that. Daus killed Mars. I mean, we fought Liord's Possessor. So there's that. But I do wonder if there's a degree of, like, they actually do empathize with him and decide, yeah, I'll get in on this. Fuck the authorities. Down with the... What do you call it? Down with the establishment? Yes. running from these. I'm out of some stuff to talk about. We need some Basilisk scales, but it's not happening. Where are all the spiky lizards in here? They were everywhere 4,000 years ago, basic enemies. Where are they now? Okay, if we're gnoming them, we might as well just finish the job. No, really, like in the Triet Desert back in the day, like, there were basilisks all over the place. It was a very, very dangerous early place, because you could smack them real quick and go, and, like they die easily, but you get hit by that beam. The beam I've been getting hit by, and, like, your whole party gets turned to stone, that's a game over. God, do I have experience with gaming over from not actually dying, but your party being turned to stone. I ever tell you guys about Final Fantasy 3? When it came out for the DS, it was like... Oh, hell yeah. The DS. I don't need to... I could just keep playing continuously and put it on standby. So, like, the last time I saved when I was playing Final Fantasy 3 back then was immediately after restoring the main world. If you don't know anything about Final Fantasy 3, you start off on what is a floating island and have a bit of a time there, and you have to go to a stagnant planet, a stagnant main planet outside of the floating island and restore it. So right after restoring it, and that's before like the bulk of the game starts, that was the last time I saved. I got through almost all of the game. I had like the final dungeons after the dungeon I was on left to do. I was like level 40 or something, instead of like the level 12 I was at back when I saved. I go into a place, entire party gets turned to stone. That's it. All the progress was gone. I think about that every time I lose progress for not saving. It's much rarer these days. But on the occasion, it's never that much progress. But on the occasion, when I lose progress, that comes back to haunt me. Yes, I did think about it the start of last week, when I wasn't outside of the Kuroda Grotto anymore. The difference between that, though, is I went to save, and I just didn't. I neglected. I really feel like I should be able to chain Demonic Circle into this. Or Divine Seal. It feels more like I should call it Divine Seal with the way it works in this. I also don't really want to use it anymore. I mean, that's a lot of damage, but it takes so long. Me describing any magic. Oh my god. Is there a way to, like, increase rates of encounter? Because I know there were dark bottles, as opposed to holy bottles, that would make monsters come closer to you. Maybe the Monster Encyclopedia will tell me something. Azar. Why are you number 2? I haven't seen number 1. That's interesting. Oh, I have. It's an owl. Giant wasp. Look, I don't know their actual, like, elemental defenses and attacks because I haven't been using anything on them. Demeter? I'd love Demeter. I hardly know her. Basilisk. Dropped items, Basilisk scale. I mean, what can I do? You know? Oh, if I do that, I'll be that. That's kind of better. I like that. Keep it like that. Definitely fast forwarding this part several times. Another one! Don't get behind me and start fucking doing things. Ice Tornado. Undine. Ding ding. Right. I said I was gonna get rid of Divine Seal. I don't know, man. I'm not using Rising Phoenix. Want a kick? Not a kick. It never hits. It just never hits. Classic Demon Blade. That'll definitely hit. I just want something that'll hit and I can chain something into it. Get away from her. This is gonna be great. Okay, that's the last Basilisk scale, hopefully. Hopefully I don't need sticks. Where am I? Right, plus it's dying. I just have to buy more Phantasia bottles. I'm not even low on Phantasia bottles, that's the fun thing. I need more orange. So many orange gummies, when did this happen? Shit. These are usable? Holy shit, that does a lot. No wonder they're so rare. Like, if I didn't need them, I didn't give Verbana to anyone yet. Give it to Archa. Ouch. I need to stop swearing so much. Why don't you stay here for the night? Go in the house, of course. I'm sure that Edward will be back here by tomorrow. Good. I'll have someone keep watching the village. Finally. Yes, Edward has returned. That's just different colored Morrison. Was it you? You donated all these precious scales? You're Edward, right? Actually, have a look here. Morrison? My name is indeed Morrison. Why is it that you're both so surprised by that? Oh, well, You're both acting kind of strange. Edward, before we discuss the scales, have a look at this letter. An introduction from Grum, huh? That's a name. That's a shortening. If you've come this far to find me, there must be some reason, right? Yes, if you don't mind, let's speak in the back room. Oh. So you were the ones who saved Princess Liard. Yeah, little did we know it came with a prison term. Ha ha ha. You even have a punchline to go with it. Well, I think I've got the general idea of the situation. So do you know of any way to fix them? Compared to tracking down the rings, repairing them should be a simple matter. From the looks of them, those rings were used to form pacts with rather powerful spirits. However, they've already fulfilled that purpose and can't be reused easily. At any rate, those rings were the product of a collaboration between the now deceased dwarves and the elves. Why are they deceased? I want to know. Meaning that you'll need to visit the Ymir Forest and meet with the elves, where we tried to go. If anyone has a way to repair those rings, it's them. Meet the elves. Entering the forest is completely forbidden. Just ask Lugron. Yeah. With official permission from Alvinista, you'll be allowed in. I see. But really, I can't thank you enough for these Basilisk scales. Before the war breaks out, it's my intention to gather as many powerful allies as I can in Midgard. If possible... Huh? If possible, I'd like to ask for your cooperation as we prepare for the war. But I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you. Well, if the opportunity arises, perhaps we'll meet again someday. I mean, hell yeah. Oh, is Kless gonna do what I think he's gonna do? Because that's gonna be kind of weird. Morrison, was there something else? Please, take a look at this. I'm sure you'll find it worthwhile. That's a rather dusty old book. Is this my handwriting? And my signature? Trinix D. Morrison. That's the name of the man that left this book in my care. Morrison, you say? He's your descendant. He was the one who sent me from the world in which I live to this era, to the past. Time travel. Ha 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 ha. Don't make me laugh. I'm researching that alone, and it's still not complete. But in the future, the Morrison that I knew had access to the complete research. If what you're saying is true, that's even more of a reason not to read this book. Huh? Paradoxes, my boy. Archie, there's still something that we haven't told you. Kless and I were sent to this era from our time, 100 years in the future. Do you believe me? Say what? So in other words, that means... In your world, I'm like a 100-year-old granny? Our presence here is possible only thanks to the power of Edward's descendant. I mean, Archie would still be alive then. She's still alive 200 years later. That's when Narakiri Dungeon X takes place. Archie is in that. You're saying that you know the outcome of the war, right? If someone were to know the outcome of an event before it happens, they could change the future. That's why I don't want to know a thing about what's to come, even if it means I lose everything. I don't know if my descendant was a close friend of yours or not, but I assume your goal is to save him, right? Changing history itself in the process. If it were me, I would feel the same way. If you wanted, you could change the whole course of history with what you know. I wouldn't want to go that far. There's no need to explain. As I said, I understand your feelings perfectly. The fact that you're standing here before me with the desire to defeat Dallas is proof enough of that. Morrison, please wait for us in Midgard. We'll be there to join you. We'll lend you our strength. You all. Do you have any way to return to your own time in the future? If we don't resolve the current situation, that'll be the least of our worries. Alright, by the next time we meet, I'll have the means to send you back. Hell yeah. After all, if my descendant can do it, it should be a simple task for me, wouldn't you say? Haha, And to think I was about to give up on my research on transference. Good luck. Yeah, same to you. Well, shall we return to the Albanista then? Let's ask Lugrum if he can get us the official approval to enter the Elven Village. Okay. On the grounds that it is still 7 more minutes until I've been streaming for 2 hours, which is a solid place to cut off. I'm not streaming, I'm recording. Again, I'll remind myself that. It just feels like it's a good place to... It's good for me to go back to Albanista first. At least. That'll take me a few minutes. There's actually no reason for me to wait entirely for the upcoming to hit the 2-hour mark, because I do realize I'm probably going to fast forward some of that roaming in the desert for Basilisk Dales, because that's kind of boring. I mean, I was singing about it when we found the last Basilisk Dale, so... I will... Now, hold on. I'll save right here. This is a great place to start off. We can travel back and forth and up and down. And I don't know, like, hopefully I have internet again, because I need to fucking upload this. Like, even more so than just, like, I need to stream next week. I need to upload this. Like, I need to do so much. I guess there's no point in saying when I'm going to stream next, because whatever, who knows when I'll actually get this up. So, bye, goodbye, say bye, Colette.